I know y'all are dressed in nine, feeling good about yourself. But every time, and there is one individual, where's she at? You individual. Yeah. There is every time, I want you to go and keep a tally of this. Every time you grace the official Soldier Fit Awards banquet day on 5, you owe me 100 burpees.
I got to get flyers out too. Here.
Don't you worry. I'm going to go ahead and Elmer's job on Monday is to keep track of everybody who is. You go ahead and you leave here today. You go ahead and you just go ahead and tag us and you tell us how many burpees you owe. Somebody get a couple sheets of paper for Adrian because it's a bad day. Without any further ado, take it off, Elmer. I know my man in the freedom shorts is going to be counting.
Okay, Elmer.
You can tag people who aren't here, by the way, let them know they are. I honestly think Elmer works for Adrian. Can we give a round of applause to Elmer for getting it out?
Thank you.
How are y'all doing today? We awake? Now listen, we're going to talk about this today as we go through this night. But I want you guys to burn in your memory what the promise moving forward for this company is. And that's fitness, freedom, and family. And everything we do is going to be to honor those tenets. I want to say good evening to all of you and welcome to our favorite event of the year, the Soldier Fit End of Year Awards. Tonight is about all of you in the room. You're the real rock stars of the family, the troops and the cadre. The better looking half of me, more muscular than me, blonde hair, blue eyes, smarter. What?
Let's be honest. He slipped in the more muscular. If you've been watching this guy for the past 2 weeks, I think I might have lost that title.
Not if you saw Dave in those green shorts, his ass was winning.
Okay, touche.
Shit, I almost asked him to marry me. What are you talking about?
I appreciate it. Guys, I want to give a special thank you to Delaplane Art Center for hosting us. Big shout out to Clean Cuisine for the food. Let's give them a round of applause. We wanted to give two special shout outs, two ladies for putting this together. Miss Rebecca Dean and Miss Virginia Dickensheets put a ton of time and effort. This is all them. Thank you so very, very much. So, yes.
Also, and I want to echo to Rebecca. I walked in tonight and I saw the empty chair. And I immediately walked over to Virginia when she pulled up because I really don't run anything. And I said, who did that? Because it was such an awesome touch. She said it was Rebecca. So from my heart, I appreciate you remembering that is important to me. Those of you that don't know what the empty chair represents, it represents all those men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, so that we can continue to live and do the things that we want to do. And never lose sight of the fact that every birthday, every anniversary, every Christmas, New Year's, and holiday, there's an empty table, there's an empty seat at some family's house for some man or woman that made the ultimate sacrifice for this nation. And I will personally never, ever, ever forget that, and I appreciate you remembering that tonight. Thank you.
All right, before we get this going, I want everyone to stand up real quick. Stand up. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you guys to do push-ups or squats, although this crew would be down. All right. So, first of all, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys very much. I want you to stay standing if you've been with Soldier Fit, either as a trooper or cadre, since 2011. So everybody should be standing. Maybe. Sorry. I think I said that wrong or misinterpreted. Stand back up. Stand back up. If you have been a cadre and troop in the year of 2011, stay standing. If you've been a troop or cadre since 2010, stay standing. Am I saying this incorrectly? I believe. Am I saying this incorrectly?
Do you realize 2010 is 12 years ago?
Dave, 2010, I was in high school.
Shit.
You were that way.
2020. Stand up again. Stand up one more time.
He was joking. You weren't in this one.
Since 2020, stay standing. If you've been a trooper cadre since 2019, stay standing. 2018, I'm getting the hang of this, guys. 2017. 2016. 2015. 2014. 2013. 2012. I won't go any further, but let's give them a round of applause, for sure.
Well, I gotta share with him. I did not know that Dave was going to do that. I would have definitely given you some tips on that.
Appreciate it.
2007.
So guys, that is amazing. I don't think you guys realize how amazing that actually is. So I did a little bit of research, looked up some statistics. So the average member of a gym stays 7 to 10 months. Most gyms lose 50% of their members within the first 6 months. The average trainer lasts 6 months at a particular gym. What you guys have taken with and run with is truly special. I hope you guys definitely realize that, right? Because let's be honest, working out, it's hard, it's intimidating, it's scary, right? You guys have made Soldier Fit a welcoming place for everybody, right? You make them feel like they're the most important person in the room. You care for them, you work with them to set their goals. You have them understand maybe they've done this in the past and failed, that it is now possible for them. That is huge, right? And you deliver on that. You pour your hearts out every day on the turf. You not only know them by name, but you know their kids' names. You know where they went on vacation. You guys know everything about their personal lives, right? They are the most important person in the room. The troops. Guys, I've worked at several gyms. I've been in several gyms. It is amazing what you guys do at the facility, right? Not only just the inspirational posts that you guys post, but you guys will literally sacrifice your workout to help a new person get acclimated to the program. And that is super, super special. It's impressive. So from the bottom of my heart, bottom of Danny's heart, bottom of everyone's heart, thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate you and we love you. Thank you.
You know, back in the day when I was running classes on a regular, I used to say something. I don't know if we still do it. And I hope that you'll take my challenge tonight to leave this room, and if you're not doing it, add it back into your location. And explain it before you do it if you haven't been doing it. I used to say it when I was running a class, whose company? Our company. You're goddamn right. Right? Whose company? Our company. And what does that mean? You see, the members of headquarters, we are the head and the neck of the company. We can plot the vision, we create the strategic decision and the tactics that we're going to step forward and accomplish that mission with. But if no one else does their job, it doesn't matter. You can have the best plan on planet Earth, and if you do not have the men and women required to execute it, it will not work. The Black Hats, I wrote that creed. You were the backbone of the assault. That was not written haphazardly. The Black Hat is where the rubber meets the road. It doesn't matter how great of a plan or strategy we come up with at HQ. If the classes suck, no one's coming back. No one's coming back. And I'll tell you, I'll challenge every one of you trainers that are in here right now, and anybody that's ever had an opportunity to talk to me knows that I'll tell you this. I don't want to hear I have a slow class time, because I'll lay the gauntlet down to you. You can put me on that field anytime you want to put me on that field. I guarantee you I'll fill that field. It's not about the time slot. It's about the person running the class. It's about the person, what are they doing? Are they pouring their heart in? The members know. The troops know. They know if you're phoning it in. They know if you just slap some shit together. They know if you gave everything you had on that field. They can feel it. And that's why the ones that do it, you guys have a cult following. But you know what? Then we have the barracks commanders and the sales reps. They shake the hands. They kiss the babies. It doesn't matter what HQ does. And it doesn't matter how great of a trainer you are if you're standing on empty turf. The BCs, the sales reps, they're making the calls. And listen, I'm probably going to regret saying this at this moment right now. I'll probably regret it on Monday morning sale call. But the truth of the matter is, it's the most thankless job in the company to pick up the phone and call somebody and book an appointment, to do the follow-up. The follow-up not because you were greedy and wanting money. There's nothing wrong with wanting money, by the way. But because you want to fundamentally change somebody's life for the better. Because you want to help somebody get back a little extension on their time here on earth because they're healthy. To do that phone call over and over again, to get hung up on and to not be talked to, it is a thankless job, but it's an important job. So it doesn't matter how great the classes are if those people aren't smiling and dialing. And at the end, there's the legs. Legs are the troops. The troops, since our inception, they've worn our shirts with pride. They don't just wear it to the gym. They wear it to the store. They tag us in their social media posts. And most importantly, they give you the best compliment they could give you. They give you their friends. They give you their family. They give to you the contact information of people they love because they trust you to take care of them. They trust you to get them healthy so that they can extend their time here with them. You know, I've always known that the troops were the reason for our success. But it's been made abundantly clear to me over the last couple of years. Some of you in this room, you know my story, and you know the path that we have taken to get here. Some of you will hear bits and pieces of it for the first time tonight. But what no one knows is how I felt over the last 2 years. What we have endured as a company and a community, it will not be fully grasped or understood until decades after this pandemic is past and the historians shift through all the data and all the personal accounts, and they will offer what is always 20/20. Hindsight. When this thing kicked off and it became clear that a shutdown was coming, Dave and I started speaking privately. We were concerned about what was to come. How do you navigate this new normal? It reminded me that nothing is ever guaranteed. And so as we knew the shutdowns were coming, we did everything we could to do my most hated word in the world: pivot. I'll never forget closing the gym for the shutdown. I'll be on my deathbed, I'll have Alzheimer's, and I'll remember closing that gym. I remember thinking back to when we opened the first gym. I remember thinking back to when I was the laughingstock of Montgomery County. People used to point and clown, except for that man. Only man never fucking laughed at me. I remember Dave coming up the night that we opened Frederick. And we worked for 2 weeks, painting it by hand, putting everything up. I remember staying in Soldier Fit Frederick to 2 in the morning to finish the job, to be able to open the next day. And Dave came back to my house and we went to sleep for 2 hours, and we woke up and we were there for the very first class in February 1st, 2012. We were super excited. You could imagine. Well, everybody took their class. We greeted them. Dave and I were sitting outside the office as people were leaving. We knew they were impressed. It was a Soldier Fit. I don't know y'all laughing. That was dead serious. It was Soldier Fit, right? Lady comes out. We go ask her, said, "How do you like it?" She looked at Dave and I and she said, "Thing a man never wants to hear. I thought it'd be bigger." Dave and I had no rebuttal, and we just sat there for the rest of the hour. It is what it is. But as it came time to shut it down, I thought about all of that. And while Dave and I were the first people to be in the building when we opened it, I was the last one to leave when the shutdown happened. I remember walking out and turning off the lights. I remember looking at the field. I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know if all the good, all the love, all the connections that were built on that field, I didn't know if it was done. And so I closed the door and I felt like I was on the last episode of Cheers for all of you that are older than 25. Sorry, Bree, you're out. I went home, and while I'd never shared it publicly, I was scared. I was scared for this dream that we've all helped breathe into life. I was scared for Dave and I and our family and our children. How would we provide for them? I was scared for the franchise owners who had invested into this concept with their blood, their sweat, their tears, their savings. I was scared for every man and woman. And I've always said this. Dave and I sat at the head of a table. And some of you put just the peas on the plate. Some of you use Soldier Fit for the carrots. But a lot of you use Soldier Fit to put the entire meal on your plate. And I take that very seriously. Dave takes it very seriously. And we're sitting there in that moment, and how do we navigate to the other side of this? How do we do what has never been done before? I went home, and I stood in front of my pantry. And people have asked me how I bounced back from some of the things I've bounced back in life. And I think it's because I let myself feel everything completely. And I let myself feel all of it. I felt the fear, felt the worry. Would we ever open Soldier Fit again? The company took a 50% cut in 1 month. 50% cut. And for 5 minutes, I cried. Everybody will tell you all the sunshine and rainbows that is owning a business. No one wants to tell you all the shit that goes on behind closed doors. It is not easy, but it is extremely rewarding. So 5 minutes, I let myself cry. And then I dried my eyes, and I remembered, no one is coming. It was up to us. So I got on phone with my brother from another mother, and we got work to get shit done. All of you rallied behind the cause. You stepped up, you ran virtual classes, and you helped keep the troops motivated and engaged. And so collectively, we did not do what has happened to so many other gyms across this nation.
I mean, as Danny said, a lot of people in our industry sadly took either the wait and see approach or, they gave it everything they had and it just wasn't enough. Us being here, guys, is certainly a testament to every single person in this room. Just on fire today, aren't I? How do I do this, Elmer? There you go. I got the technology side down. It's all good. So a couple statistics that I want to read because I thought these were kind of mind-boggling, staggering statistics. 24% of all gyms across the United States have closed since the pandemic. So 1 out of every 4 gym in the United States had to shut down their doors. The industry's revenue dropped over 50%, equating to over $30 billion in revenue. It's been a hard time. With the closures and loss in revenue, over 1.5 million people lost their jobs in the fitness market. That equates to almost 50% of employees in the industry. It's crazy. I couldn't find the statistics, but I can't imagine how many people stopped exercising entirely for the 2 years, right? At the same time, we've bounced back. It's been one of our best years ever in certain locations. We just recently hired a new CFO. Tyler Jensen, unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight, but he's helped launch over 200 plus companies, nonprofits. He was also the founder of Vavi Sports and Social Sports, which he grew to over 25,000 members before he sold in 2008. This guy's the best of the best. I'm unfortunate that he couldn't meet you guys tonight, but I'm excited to have him take us to the next level.
Out.
Yep. We promoted Lauren Pernello, LP in the house. So she's now our area director. So she's going to be assisting growing the locations, developing the teams, making sure the troops have the best experience in the business. We opened a new location this year, Fulton. Fulton's in the house. They travel deep. So the owners of Clarksburg now expanded to their second location. We're getting ready to relaunch franchise development in a considerable way while expanding how you can own a Soldier Fit, giving everyone an opportunity to grow, not just the well-capitalized. We've expanded our virtual platform. We're about to venture now into AI. So we have a back office AI system that we're working on. Most excitingly, guys, we're looking to honor your commitment to the cadre, the Black Hats. And tonight, we are excited to roll out something new. These are our Trainer Milestone t-shirts. Pretty badass. So, obviously you guys know our troop milestones. So like that, when a Black Hat teaches and completes 500 classes, they will receive the black one. When they hit 1,000 classes, they will then receive the OD green. So over the next couple weeks, locations, you guys will be getting these handed out by your barracks commanders. Thank you guys very, very much. Hopefully this is something cool, motivates you guys and everything like that too. So, again guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We talked a lot about things that obviously were troublesome, setbacks. We talked a lot about things that we've accomplished. So what does the future of Soldier Fit look moving forward? So we've recently assembled an events committee. So they're going to be working on monthly, quarterly, yearly events and challenges. This way we have always something to look forward to. Right? So we'll be coming out with these monthly. You guys will be getting these released in the locations. This year, we'll finally open the Platoon Veteran Service Centers. Let's give that a round of applause. That accomplishment was no small feat, thanks to everybody in this room. We're attending a huge fitness festival in Florida called the Sandlot Jacks. We'll be showcasing our mobile training units, which will be part of our franchising this year. We're also going to be awarding 3 new franchises. We'll be doing this by remembering who we are, our mission, and how we accomplish it. We are the best boot camp brand in the world. I firmly believe that in my heart of hearts. I've taken boot camps from every other brand in the industry, and I know we stand head and shoulders above the competition when we focus on what matters to us the most. So what exactly makes us and separates us from everyone else? What is our brand promise?
You know, I went out to an event, and they sat down and they talked at this event about the importance of a brand promise. What does it mean? How does it clearly define who you are? And on the flight back, I'm sitting in the back mostly because when Dave and Todd are in seats together, there's no space left for anybody regular size to sit. So, and I guess they played football, and so I didn't, and no one saves me a seat for shit. So it is what it is. Whatever, right? So with no one to talk to, I decided I would get some work done. So I started sitting down, and I'm writing, and I'm brainstorming. I'm just, literally, I sat down, and everything that can come to mind, just write it, just write it, just write it. Don't try to stop it, just let it flow. What is it that makes us different? What is it that makes us special? And for those of you that have talked to me over the years, you know that the thing that doesn't make us different is the workout. I hate to break it to you. Everyone's done your workout. I don't know how to tell you this to you, but everyone's done some burpees, everyone's done a few push-ups. 10 people flipped a tire, it's not brand new, right? So what is it that makes us special? And really what we look at is, it's 3 things. It's fitness, freedom, and family. With our award-winning boot camp program, that's legit. We've won a lot of awards, like a lot of them. We are precisely the battle buddy that you're looking for in the Battle of the Bulge. I want you to understand something from this. You guys that are trainers, and those of you that, if you work in the brand in any way, shape, or form, it's not the workout that people need. What is going to set people apart is the accountability. It is knowing that someone is waiting on them. You know, the first half of my life was all dudes, literally. It was all dudes. I didn't even see women, right? I was in the infantry back when women couldn't be in combat arms. So literally, the only time I saw a female is we went out to the bar at Fayette Nam. And if you've ever been to Fayette Nam, there's no women at the bar. So I never saw women. The second half of my life is all women. It's like all, other than like Dave, Todd, and Harry, and Andrew once in a while, like I don't see a dude, right? And what I learned as I went through this process is that women deal with, and men, we don't deal with it like they do. Women deal with it way worse than we do. They deal with what I call mom syndrome. And mom syndrome is putting everybody else before yourself. Everybody. And every time I sat down, I started to pick up on this as you know, going sales, doing this over the years. If I would talk to a guy, it was a different conversation than if I talked to a woman. A woman would be like, I gotta get the kids here, I gotta do this. And listen, I'm not saying dudes aren't doing good dads. You know how I feel about being a girl dad, right? But women are always like, yo, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. My husband can't find a damn thing, and it's sitting right in the fridge in front of him. He just can't find it, right? I saw her look at you, Todd. It's only been a couple weeks, is it, right? So I realized that what happens is we die on noble lies. And the noble lies is I can't take care of me because I have to take care of you. And we start to find people pouring from an empty cup. And so accountability is the key, because ironically, and it should not be this way, we will quit on ourselves far easier than we will quit on a friend. Far easier than we'll quit on family. So the accountability of the relationships we create through these fitness programs and the accountability they have with you, that is the key. Because whether you get up at 4 a.m. to work out, or whether you come in at 5 p.m. after you work, you tired. You tired. You don't want to do it. Dave and I, Dave looks really good working out. I don't. So, but I know I don't want to do it, right? So imagine them. So accountability is key, and that's what matters in our fitness program. The next aspect is freedom. If you sit in this room right now, we don't got to always agree on everything, but we agree on this. We love the American dream. We love those who defend her here and abroad. That's why we are more than a workout. That's why each month, portions of the membership goes to our commitment to our warfighters in funding the Platoon Veteran Services Center, the first of its kind located in Frederick, Maryland. It should open July 1st of this year, right? I'll get you a hard date soon. I'm waiting for the last permitting. 20,000 square feet that will see over 4,000 veterans through its door per year, year one. In no small part, thanks to each and every one of you in this room. And not only that, in 36 months, we'll open the second one in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're already looking to open the third one in Illinois. It's because of you. You're more than a workout. Last is family. And when we talk to people over and over again, and people said, what makes Soldier Fit special to you? They said family. It came up over and over. With over 2 decades of experience in the industry, we know that succeeding lies in the support. It's not in the workout, it's in the support. It's been said that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And when you join our ranks, you are no longer in the fight alone. Your goals are our goals, and we are committed to walking with you every step of the way until you've crushed your goals and beyond. And the beautiful thing, I've had the privilege of doing jobs that people say matter. I've been a soldier, and I've been a career firefighter for Montgomery County Fire and Rescue. I've literally been there when we've saved lives. But this job, this career, if you do it right, I think it trumps those. I think it trumps those because if I give you CPR and I bring you back, or if I stop the bleeding and get you to the hospital, I don't know what you did with that gift. I'll never see it. Maybe you went on and did something awesome. Maybe you started a family. Maybe you started a company or a nonprofit. Maybe you saved a life. But I'll never know. But if you do this job, the people's lives you changed and impacted, you get to watch it every single day. You get to see that person that came in through the doors that wouldn't look you in the eyes on day one, that stood off in the corner, that was ashamed of how they looked, who wouldn't go to the beach, who wouldn't take the photo with their family because they were scared what the photo would look like when it was posted. You get to watch that person in 3, 6 months, a year later, as they finally have the confidence to do all that they were put on this earth to do. And Master Mike told me one time, he said, when you find what you were put on this earth to do, you'll find happiness. You'll find success. And for so many people that walk through our doors, what they were missing was the confidence. That was the key. And just like Master Mike gave that to me, you all give it to them. And I hope you never lose sight of that. When you're tired, when it becomes a drag, because every job has the days that it's a drag. That is the importance of what you do. And there's no doubt that what we are doing is life-saving work. Work that in light of the staggering reality that over 78% of hospitalizations, ventilations, and of deaths were tied to obesity. In my belief, all of you are frontline workers and heroes in the fight to save American lives from COVID. So as we look towards the future, let us start tonight by honoring all of those who have done so much to make sure that we won in 2021 and are poised to dominate in 2022 and beyond. With that said, I believe, how do I shake this, Elmer?
I'll do it.
You got it?
I've been crushing this.
Are you positive? I was trying to save you. Who's up first? Is it franchise? First up, franchise of the year.
Ready, Bird? You got my back? All right, hold on. Ah, look at that. That is beautiful. I hit the right button. Franchise of the year. This is exciting. I'm excited to lead this one off, guys. So being a business owner, right? What does it really mean and entail? How many trainers we got in the house tonight? Raise your hand if you're a trainer. A lot of trainers, okay. Recruitment and retention, sales, BCs, admin, back office. All right. Bookkeepers, lawyers, office managers, raise your hand, right? Each one, as we know, is a demanding position, right? It's a lot of work for any one single position. Well, as a business owner, guess what? You are all of them, all of the time. Then one day you're not, and then shit happens and you're them again, right? There's no 9 to 5. There's no 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. shifts. It is a 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. shift 7 days a week.
Yes!
It does not leave your brain, right? We got a lot of parents in the house. Raise your hand. Clap it up for the parents in the house, right? Yeah. So it's like being a parent, right? You're always a parent, right? You're thinking about your kids. You're teaching them. You're leading them. You're protecting them. You're watching them grow independently. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass. Sometimes they're the most beautiful creatures in the world, right? It's kind of like that owning a business, right? And guess what? All of our franchise owners and business owners wouldn't trade any of that for the world. Because anyone that's willing to put all they have on the line are some crazy sons of bitches. That's for damn sure, right? As Danny said, there aren't too many more things that are fulfilling than being a business owner. Growing a team, providing for families, giving back to the community, right? And building something special to say, this is ours, right? And to be able to do that in the field that we are in is as good as it gets. So cheers to our wild-ass Soldier Fit franchise owner. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you guys very, very much to all you do. Now, to who's going to win this damn thing and take home franchise of the year. Let's give a little drum roll. Hit me. Soldier Fit, franchise of the year 2021 goes to Soldier Fit, Hagerstown. We'll get a picture. You want to get in on this?
Yeah, let's go.
Now watch Cole.
Yeah. All right, without further ado.
Go ahead.
Well,
You just go, yeah.
I hope y'all can hear me out there. First of all, I want to say thank you for this is a big accomplishment for us. I want to thank Dave and Danny. You know, we had this for a long process to get ready to go out in Washington County. It's a big deal, and I thank my wife for standing on my side for allowing me to carry her on this venture. So, with not being said, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to allow my wife to speak.
So everyone always says, you know, with Soldier Fit Hagerstown, Carlos is the muscle and I'm the brain. So I'm normally the one that talks, and he's just the one that looks good. So first, we would truly, truly like to honor our cadre. If you guys could stand up for us, please. Some of you guys are here tonight. Like Danny and Dave said, the coolest thing is 3 of our Black Hats have been with us since day one, since day opening that just stood, and Jenny was our first ever Black Hat, troop turned Black Hat, and so it's just really cool to see all that family and everything that kind of derives from that. Our troops are honestly, they're the backbone of our company for us. Our culture, our everything, anything that we would be able to do. I don't think that I would ever thought that I would be standing here owning a business. When Carlos said, hey, what do you think about opening a Soldier Fit? I was like, I don't know what came over me, but we just took it and ran with it, to be honest with you. I don't know. But what I will say is I never think that the success and what we opened in COVID, like in the middle of the pandemic, we opened in this. We opened in 2020 and took it and ran with it and did what we did and had the success, and we're truly, truly honored and blessed. We can't thank anybody but God and our cadre and our troops. But also the fact that Soldier Fit as a whole, as a family, the support we get from our other franchisees that we work with, Soldier Fit headquarters, I don't think we would have been able to have that success that we had opening any other type of business but Soldier Fit. So we are truly, truly honored to have this, and we thank you guys again for giving just 2 average people with a family the opportunity to open a business. Thank you.
I got you. I got you.
Me? Okay. Let's see what you got. Can you do it? Oh, we did it. I'm so proud.
You want to announce?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Here comes the hammer!
All right. First off, for all of my cadre, Black Hats, PT, thank you. Without you, none of this is possible. And I say that from the bottom of my heart, getting to work with you, train you up, sales training, teaching PT protocols. It really gives me no greater joy than being able to serve you. And that's really what drives all of my cadre, is the journey and the joy of being able to serve our community and serve people by seeing who they can be outside of your own reflection. Everybody sees themselves with some sort of tint, some sort of something that is blocking them from their ultimate potential. But all of my Black Hats and all of my cadre, you give these troops and these recruits an opportunity to take that lens down, to see themselves with all the potential that you get to see in them. There is no greater joy for me than to be able to encourage people to bask in their own glory. For my wonderful Cadre of the Year nominees, first up, this individual is embodied by the word dedication. They gave up a career, long-term, held, in order to come on board with our family because they believed in the vision and they believed in what we were able to do and what we could continue to do. They took a massive risk and they said yes. So, for this individual, can we please give a round of applause to our lovely Danielle? This next individual, don't worry, I'm gonna drag it out a little bit. You guys gotta hear my lovely cadre first, then we'll get to the end. This individual took off running, started as a troop, loved it, the vibrance in that 5 a.m. I am a pretty energized individual, but I'm pretty sure she had a couple cups of coffee before 5:30 class. Not only did she bring in herself, she then dragged in her husband, and then her children. Not only does she embody what it means to be a mom on the turf by taking care of people and making sure that their needs are met and making sure that they are educated in how to do this for themselves, she took that chance and also trusted us with her children. They are awesome in MMA, by the way. But without Black Hats like her, like Danielle, there is no us. So please, Miss Beth, stand up, and everybody please give her a round of applause. And last, but certainly not least, JP O'Neill. When I say there is no harder working individual on my team than him, I am so serious. He will respond back at 5 a.m. with a text message and then text again at 9 o'clock with a check-in. Day in and day out, no matter how difficult things got, no matter how downtrodden we may have been during the pandemic, this individual held fast. And not just for their location, but rallied for their cadre and their troops and their Black Hats. Without strong leadership, we are doing a disservice to our troops and those that we are supposed to serve. So everybody, please, JP, stand up and give a round of applause for JP. Now that we have all recognized some of my favorite people, are we ready? Yeah. All right. Cadre of the Year. Drum roll, please. JP O'Neal. You deserve that.
Just saying, do you want your award?
All right, so guys, you will have to first off forgive me because, to be totally honest, I did not expect to be standing up here tonight. When I saw who I was going against, I thought there was no shot. Both rock stars, so let's all give them a big round of applause. So next, I just want to dish out some thank yous to some people. Danny, Dave, guys, for the opportunity. Thank you more than anything in the world. I needed it at the time, so thank you so much. I owe you guys everything. To my team at Gaithersburg, my Black Cats, everybody that's there with me. This isn't possible without any of you guys. Miss Virginia, she has been...
Verge!
Yeah, let's get a big round of applause for Verge here because... Verge does a lot that people don't know about, and she's there for every one of us, not just myself, but everybody on the entire team. She's the sounding board. She's the voice of reason. She's always there with the other side of the situation to show you that a lot of times you're wrong in the beginning, and she's always right at the end. So, and then I just have one more thing I just wanted to point out, Master Mike over here. This all started with Evolve Academy. I wouldn't have known about Soldier Fit or learned anything at all about it without Evolve Academy. Master Mike, Miss Melissa, thank you guys for everything over the years. So again, just thank you guys, everybody, for being here. I hope you all have a great night, and just thank you again. Appreciate you.
I don't know what to do. I don't have a mat. I'm not balling like that. All right. All right. All of my Black Cats. All right. My Black Cats. Through the pandemic, we asked you, is Danny's least favorite word, to pivot. You guys taught virtual classes. You guys begrudgingly entertained me when I asked you to train your clients virtually. You rallied and made sure that your troops and those recruits had support being online, that nobody got left behind. Without you, and I do not want to say this lightly, there is no Soldier Fit. There is nobody greeting these troops when they walk through the door, or these recruits. The recruits don't come to us when there's an issue or when they're feeling down about something. They come to their Black Hats, the people that they trust. So for you to be able to be the recruits and the troops' confidant, I applaud you. I thank you. Because without you, there is no this. There is no Soldier Fit, and there is no us. So thank you for being a part of this family. First up, Mr. Tyler Wright. This individual, listen, I'm a little upset with Elmer that he didn't put more of Tyler's face in that montage because nobody dishes out burpees like Tyler Wright, and I have some retribution I need to dish out to him. He needs at least 1,000. This individual could not be more open and willing to receive feedback and critique, willing to push the boundaries of what the troops want in order to give them what they need. Sometimes it might be a little boop to the butt. Sometimes it's just being there to listen. So Tyler, for everything that you have done, everything you have continued to do, I thank you. Ryan Exxon. I have never seen somebody so willing to pick up the mantle when the mantle was down. In the last 2 weeks, I have asked him to cover classes. I have helped him cover sales shifts. He has been there and done so beautifully, even closed some sales. But he did so because he wanted to make sure the team survived. It wasn't for his own glory. It It wasn't for a paycheck. It was making sure that a location wasn't left behind and didn't get shut down. There is no greater dedication to service than what you exuded in this last 2 weeks, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I could not have survived these last 2 weeks without you, so thank you. Miss Sarah, girl, you had paragraphs written about you. It was a whole novel. Your location rallied around you to make sure that you were uplifted, to make sure that you were seen, not just for what you did for your troops when you were there on the turf, but that you encouraged them to come back, that you made everything accessible. If anyone has ever trained with me, they know a big tenet is that it's education and it's accessibility. Words are hard. Making sure that we are able to reach everybody and anybody, not just the fit and the able-bodied. Nothing resounded that more than the write-ups from your cadre and your troops for you. So Miss Sarah, though I do not see her face, we can still, oh, there we are. You are hiding from me, ma'am. Terrible. Please, let's give her a round of applause. Now, as much as I would love to award all of my black hats, because I love you all so dearly, there can only be one. So, drum roll, please. Miss Sarah Watkininsky, Black Hat of the Year! I think I messed up her name. Do we need a photo? Do we not? Yeah, okay. Scooch. Scooch. She'll get there. Give her a moment. We got to get her photo. Come on now. Angles. There we go. All right. Podium's all yours, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to put this down for a second because I don't want to drop it. Okay. Whew. Okay. So I've been a troop at Soldier Fit since 2017. I became a black hat in 2019, although if you're looking on the Soldier Fit Columbia page, you may not notice because I show up as Lindsay, so maybe now we can get that fixed.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't know we had a page, so.
If you're looking at the Soldier Fit schedule for Columbia.
Oh, the tone? Okay. You know
We'll talk.
Okay. So first of all, thank you guys for creating a place for me to feel like a family as a troop to start off with, and then transitioning from my full-time career last year to doing this. Hearing that the troops and Danielle rallied around me was amazing, so thank you. Jacob, Tiffany, Shelby, you guys inspired me to keep pushing you more and getting you to do double classes or more time in the gym, so thank you guys. Thank you, Ryan and Tyler, for always making me laugh, even though it's a bad day, so love you, brother. And most importantly, thank you for my husband, Mark, for supporting me in all of my craziness.
I was saying, yeah, I'm pretty close.
Posen Performance Award. Now, the very first, and we'll talk about this later with Master Mike and why that award exists, but I had to create an award for Posen. And by the way, I created this award first, just so everybody knows that for what follows. I had to create an award for Posen because all of you know people in your life. You all have people that you go through a process, and there's the people that start with you and you think they're going to finish with you, but they don't. And you go through this time where, you know, people start to fall off. And you look around one day and the people that you thought were going to have your back, they're not there. I think it's one of the hardest lessons in life to learn. is that everybody doesn't honor their commitment to you. And, you know, when I met Dave, and he's going to think this is tongue-in-cheek, this is legitimately in my heart of hearts how I felt. I was literally like, why didn't God make me like Dave, right? I looked at him, I was like, he's pure muscle, he's a heartthrob, right? But Dave reminds me of, and yeah, I have a bromance with this dude. This dude's been my brother from another mother for a long time. Dave reminds me of like the cool kid in all the movies that you watch. You know what I'm saying? But in the movies, that kid's always a jerk. He's always like a bully. Dave wasn't. Everybody knew Dave. When I came to Montgomery County, when I moved up there, like we would literally be walking down the street at 2 o'clock in the morning, people would drive by, hey, Posen! I was like, who the fuck is that? I was like, I don't even know. No one knew who I was, and the ones that did were making fun of me. Dave had no reason at all to treat me as kind as he did. He had no reason to have my back like he did. I brought nothing to the table. Nothing. And not only did he have my back, he mentored me along the way. And when we started doing the sales thing and Dave had to step back a little bit because it was honestly a conflict of interest. Like Dave would, I could come to him and say, man, how should we do this? How should we do that? And he always had a place for me. As much as Verge didn't like it, he used to let me put my stuff in his office because he had an office, right? He wouldn't get but so mad at me and would slightly chastise me when I was spending all of my money on Rich Dark Chocolate, Muscle Milk, Myoflex. Those in a part of it. Everybody knew how much I loved it. But really, where Dave stood head and shoulders in my life was you know, when I got fired and I had to pack all my stuff up and had to move it out of Fitness First and the embarrassment that came from that. And then when I got evicted and I didn't have a place to live, you know, Dave would call around and Dave would say, man, hey, can my boy crash on your couch tonight? You know, and when, you know, we would go out and Dave would like, just come on out. And I'd be like, I don't have any money to go to the bar. And Dave would pay for me so I could go out. And then you go through this moment where you start a company together. And Dave, this entire award exists because Dave doesn't get a fucking tenth of the credit he deserves. Not a tenth. Not a tenth. If you want to know, and I do credit all of you in this room with it, but if you want to know why Soldier Fit survived the pandemic, it's Dave Posen. If I wouldn't have had Dave Posen, we'd have went out of business. I didn't know how to negotiate leases. I didn't know what to do with the money. It was all Dave. And it's always very disingenuous when people to give me credit for Soldier Fit. The only thing I do well is run my mouth. Dave runs the company. Runs the company. And I wanted to create something that honored those of you who follow his lead, that work behind the scenes, and you don't get thanked enough. And the truth of the matter is, those are the heroes in any organization. It's the people who go to work and do it not for the fanfare, but simply from the satisfaction that the job gets done. So, this year's nominees for the Posen Performance Award. Ms. Janie, will you stand up? Where are you at? I know I saw you in here earlier. Where did you come in? Could have swore I saw you in here. Not in. Could have swore I saw you there. If you were in Frederick, not only is she taking care of the facility, and Frederick is a large facility,
For any of you complaining about cleaning your place ain't 17,000 square feet, stop complaining, okay? She is an absolute commitment to that. And more importantly, besides the fact that she dresses up like any type of superhero, and she did happen to loan a Dalmatian costume out so that my kids could be really live their fantasy. It was great. It's her commitment to the troops on the field and making people feel comfortable and welcome that sets her apart in my eyes. Miss Gloria, how are you doing? Not only the only double nominee tonight, actually. I think that's a pretty awesome accomplishment, don't you? Right? What you have done in your location is nothing short of amazing. The culture of Clarksburg is one that every location should look to emulate. A lot of folks don't think that I pay attention to every location because I don't visit every location because I'm one human being. But I promise you, I'm paying attention. That location is a force to be reckoned with, and it is in no small part to you, ma'am. So thank you. Jenny was unable to make it tonight, but let me tell you, the amount of people that sing this young lady's praises on a daily basis is astronomical. And I remember a moment in time that stood out to me. We had this event that was being done, and I looked and I saw this board that was put together. And anybody that's in HQ will tell you that I instantaneously, who the hell is that? Who did this? Who did this? Who took this much time and care into doing something to highlight other people and make them feel special? And at the end of the day, that's why she's the Posen Performance Award winner. Because she does for that location what Dave Posen has done for me. She has given that location a chance to feel confident and to shine. She was unable to make it tonight because of a conflict of schedules, but Mr. JP, will you please come accept her award?
All right, so didn't think I'd be up here once. So for those of you guys that don't know Ginny, Danny pretty much summed it all up. She has been an absolute monumental piece of our staff over at Gaithersburg. She has taken so much off of my plate and the rest of us to be able to go ahead and get everything done that we've been able to do recently. So unfortunately she couldn't be here obviously, but you know, congratulations to Ginny. She absolutely deserves this. She is a huge rock star as part of the Soldier Fit family. Black Hat, front desk, whatever you want to call it. She does everything. She wears all the hats here. So Ginny's up.
Just give you a hug real quick. Kiss.
I'm glad someone's getting this award, but
They did put me in the charge of the technology here. Oh, this is just a mess.
glad we didn't list the next winners on each slide. That'd be awesome. Right. That'd have been awesome.
Elmer! What you? Had 2 beers tonight, I promise. Only 2 beers. Apparently so. Next one. All right. One of the 2. This is one of my favorite awards, the Farrar Field of Dreams Award. Let's give a round of applause. This is Danny Farrar. This is actually Danny's favorite award. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't like this award. But on the real, guys, I created this award, just as he created the Posen Performance Award. But to me, it was an important award, and certainly was necessary. People often say, don't go into business with family. I always challenge that. And I say, if you got a brother like Danny, you'd be stupid not to. And that's the honest truth. When we first started this thing, it was kind of just 2 meathead best friends trying to do something cool, you know? We both lifted weights. We both liked protein. It just seemed like just a good match, you know what I mean? But the truth is, the only reason this thing ever left the parking lot, and we did start in a parking lot, literally, was this guy right here, right? On the real, guys, the shit that he has endured would have broken most of us, me included. All the noise in the background coming from the haters, the doubters, the skeptics, the physical demand when we first started this thing, training clients all day, then heading to the fire department for a 12-hour shift, then going straight back to the gym to finish training clients, all the while trying to get his own workouts, trying to have a social life. We lifted hard, we partied hard too. I don't know how he got it all done. He fell asleep at a dinner table once or twice, maybe. But there were no breaks for this man. He pushed past all of it, and that's certainly why we're here tonight in this room. There's no doubt about it. How many of you guys seen the movie Field of Dreams? Raise your hands. All right, for those who have not seen the movie, just leave now. Or it certainly needs to be on the radar to watch the movie. But here's...
About 30 exits.
Yeah. So here's the synopsis as it was written. I'm going to read this, right? When Iowa farmer Ray, Kevin Costner, for those you know, hears a mysterious voice one night in his cornfield saying, "If you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come." He feels the need to act. Despite taunts of lunacy, Ray builds a baseball diamond on his land, risking everything. Well, Danny, you built it. They came. From the bottom of my heart, from everybody in this room and everybody in the organization, thank you for not giving up on your dreams. Now, to the nominees. First up, Mr. Zach Davis. Stand up, man. You stand up.
Photo courtesy of his wife.
AKA Ragnar Lothbrok from the show The Vikings. Is that legit, right? So as you can tell, this man is unsuspecting, yet he could beat everyone's ass in this room. Well, Master Mike's here, so beat everyone. Second, you get the point, right? But that's what makes Zach so special, right? Even though he's one of the baddest dudes on the planet, he's also one of the nicest, humblest people I know. I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. We got a lot of parents in the house, right? If you guys have kids, you know how hard it is to hold their attention, keep them engaged, instill and build character in them. Well, this man does it with 10 to 30 kids every single day. That deserves a round of applause. This man, there's no doubt about it. What he's been able to do in building the MMA program has been mind-blowing. You truly have built an amazing family, an amazing community, for sure. And building our youth is certainly one of the most important things we can do, and you do it better than anyone. There's no doubt. You found your passion, you've worked on it, you've perfected it, and you're living it. Thank you for all you do with the community. Appreciate it. Next up, is Sam Carter in the house tonight? Sam couldn't make it. Let's just pretend he's standing up and let's give him a round of applause. So if you were looking at him, you would know this man looks phenomenal. He's lost over 100 pounds. Legit, I don't know if you've seen the pictures. We have it on the website in the office. He's holding up his shorts. It's freaking incredible, right? But what this man has on the inside really is what makes him so special and where he shines. Right? If you've been around the Barracks page, how many of you guys are on around the Barracks page? You know who this guy is. He was literally the first guy to go on there and post a positive light in the shittiest situation we had in 2020. His attitude was, and this is from his post, right? Now it's time to take everything SoldierFit has taught me and use it. You guys have seen his hashtag? Maybe not. Progression, not perfection. That's his motto. As long as you're progressing forward and getting this much better every day, that is perfection. And he embodies that. He's now running 5Ks, doing Spartans. He's recently got his master's and doctorate. The dude is super Super impressive. He's a motivator, a leader, and an inspiration. So let's give it up for Sam. Last but not least, Miss Gloria Estrada. Stand up, stand up. That's what I'm talking about. So, Gloria has been with Soldier Fit for a long time, right? And she recently emerged like a phoenix coming out of the fire. Danny said a few words about her before. She takes something good and makes it great, right? Who saw what these guys did at the end of the year award ceremony? Raise your hand if you guys saw that for the location end of the year awards. Well, if you haven't seen it, damn it, get on Facebook and check it out. It was super, it looked like the ESPYs or something like that. Super impressed, right? She set records. We just ran a recent promo. She set a company record for most sales running that promo. She's built an amazing team who are ride or die for her and for Soldier Fit. That's what a leader's all about, right? In Clarksburg Soldier Fit, who opened during the beginning of a pandemic, I believe you opened the day, and then the pandemic, you had to shut down the next day. That's wild, right?
Yes!
Yes. Yes. Good timing, right? The location has been thriving, and that is thanks to you, right? And the amazing team that you've been able to build and grow. It's been a pleasure watching you grow the people around you, and pursue your dreams. So let's give her a round of applause. Now, we do have to pick one. So, follow suit. Drum roll, right? Drum roll, please. The winner of the Farrar Field of Dreams 2021 is Miss Gloria Estrada. Yeah, come on now. You want to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a hug. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so a lot of you probably don't know this, but my backstory is that I have been here for a very long time. It's because of this man, actually. I was referred to Soldier Fit, and I brought a bunch of friends with me, whom we then called Fit Family. So when that happened, Danny invited me to be a part of the Yellow Hat program. I didn't even know how to do a push-up. And I told him that. I said, no, there's no way. There's no way. So I took on the challenge because he believed in me, and I trained for the full extent of the Yellow Hat program, which was 6 months. It cuts you off at 6 months, that's it. So I trained for every last bit of it, and I told myself, you know what, this is gonna, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna really truly dedicate myself to being the best black hat that I can possibly be. And so that was my desire, that was my intent, and it came to pass, and that was 6 years ago. Then I had the opportunity to be the barracks commander over at Clarksburg Soldier Fit, which I was very honored and pleased to do, but I didn't realize how much it was gonna impact me. The troops that I get to deal with daily, the cadre that have become so close and dear to me, has just been an amazing ride. So when they do say, I mean, dreams do come true. So what ended up happening was I got really, 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 really excited about what I was doing, and I didn't understand the impact that was taking place at the time until just recently, actually. To see the troops, to see the cadre, to see the men and women, the families who are represented in our Soldier Fit family is truly an honor for me to be able to see and to be able to live, because what we're doing here is saving lives. That's what I truly believe. It's not a job for me. This is really an honor to be able to stand in this position and to just be kind to people, you know, care about people. And so that's what we've done at Clarksburg. We truly, 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 truly care about people. And I know that you guys do too in your locations. But I just want to say that 2022 is, I mean, you built it, and we're gonna go far. So we're excited for 2022.
We've all waited for Verge. Come speak.
I got you, Verge. Yeah.
All right. Truly, Dave, if you got me, you'd be up here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Virginia. I work as an administrative assistant for SoldierFit headquarters. Although my first position was in customer service, talking to the troops and guiding them in the right direction for whatever their needs were. Public speaking was not something I have mastered, although it is my honor to be presenting the award to Troop of SoldierFit. What exactly leads one to be nominated for the award of Troop of SoldierFit? The first step is being nominated as Troop of the Month in your location. This award comes with a free month of membership. As the year comes to a close, all 12 Troops of the Month get a chance at being nominated for Troop of the Year. Whoever wins receives a lifetime membership with SoldierFit. I don't know how many clubs out there allow that, but we do it. So congratulations to those who have won that. Everyone who was nominated as Troop of the Year, I would like you to stand so we can congratulate you. Everyone. In the As you know, without you, we would be SoldierFit. Being in the customer service industry, the one thing that I really love about being in the customer service industry is dealing with the troops. Seeing you guys come in, enjoying yourselves, having a great time, and really working towards your health and fitness needs. All right, you may go ahead and be seated. This is my first time, guys, so as you know, there can only be one Troop of SoldierFit. As we look at our core values of SoldierFit, some of the things that the core values are positive attitude, results-driven, desire to serve. That is for our cadre, but I also see it in those of you who are our Troop of the Year. So, moving on. This troop always comes in with a smile on her face, always supportive of all troops and recruits, and always shares their experiences of their journey with SoldierFit. Mind you, they've been with SoldierFit for very, very many years. The troop also puts forth 100% effort to achieve their fitness goals and surpasses them. Their commitment to the community goes above and beyond, on and off the turf. From blood drives to raising money for the Arthritis Foundation, and also participating in many activities sponsored by SoldierFit, whether it be in her local area or to other locations. She has yet to miss a 3-hour Thanksgiving food drive ruck over the 8 years of being a troop. So let's give a big round of applause for our Troop of SoldierFit, which I'm very proud to present, from Gaithersburg, Sherry Goins. Side note, I forgot to announce, normally I'm Vanna, and when I was presenting, I did not delegate to who was going to be the new Vanna. All right. Soldier Fit's my second home. I love it.
I got faith in you, David. Don't judge me. We've been doing this for a while now. And, you know, in both entities that I work with, Soldier Fit and Platoon, I'm often part of that job there is to tell the story. A lot of those entities exist. And, you know, there are days that if I have to cover down and cover a sales shift, thanks, Andrew, I haven't had to do that in a while, I appreciate you. And I still give those tours, and I get to the point where I talk about this man, still get emotional. If I'd have had a son, he was going to be named Mike. You know, when I found Evolve, I was in a bad spot. Everything that I'd been through in life had kind of came to a head. You know, the molestation, the Pentagon on 9/11, combat, fire department, and dealing with the stuff, I didn't really know how to deal with it. I didn't have any family. You know, when I came up here and moved to the area, like, I literally had nobody. And I went to the night that I attempted suicide and woke up the next day in the hospital, strapped to the bed. Got checked in, and, you know, when they walked away and I heard the door lock, I knew in that moment I couldn't leave if I wanted to. I knew I was a prisoner. And I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly. It scared the shit out of me. And I knew I had to find a way to turn it around. And I went and started training at Evolve. And Master Mike is just one of those guys, right? I remember when I would start training, and I wasn't good. But Mike would come on the mat, and the whole vibe of the place would change. It wasn't that the other instructors weren't good. They're great. But there's something about Mike. And he would come onto the mat, and you would sit there, and you would be thinking, you see this? Like in your head, you're like, you see it? Mike didn't see it because it wasn't good, right? But he just had this mystique about him. And, you know, I'll never forget, we would go and train. And as you've probably guessed, Dave was better than me. And so was everyone else. And Zach was nicer about the ass whoopings he gave me. Zach would beat you up, but would be like encouraging while he was doing it. Like, J-Mo would just beat me up. J-Mo kicked me in the head one time and my whole system shut down. I watched myself fall in a mirror and I couldn't catch myself. That was humiliating. But Master Mike came in one day and Master Mike was just like, nobody can hit Danny anymore, okay? Because I would just walk around with black eyes, the whole 9 yards. But I had this desire to do something with Dave because I wanted to be able to bond with him. You know, guy stuff. And we had booked this fight. And Master Mike's like, what's great about it is Master Mike just has this awesome bedside manner where he just lets you down really easy, you know? We were all standing around getting ready for the fight, and Master Mike's like, all right, Dave, we got you booked. Danny, you're not good enough. You're not fighting. And as a matter of fact, Danny was like, go kick the heavy bag. And I just kind of sulked off and like, kicked the heavy bag. But then there was a day we went over to Dave's house, and there was a party, and we had told everybody that we were going to be doing this fight together. And Dave, they were just talking about it, right? And people were like, hey, Dave's like, yeah, you know, I got this fight and whatever. And then people looked at me and they were like, well, when are you fighting? And I was embarrassed. And I was like, I'm not. And so I'm not a big drinker. Evan will attest to that. I had 4 drinks, and so I was drunk. So I went, back then I didn't go to bed when I was drunk. Now I go to bed at 8 o'clock. But I went back to the house, and I wrote this letter on Facebook. It was new, Facebook was. And I wrote this letter to Master Mike, and I didn't know Master Mike from nothing. I don't even know why I thought I should write him. It was actually a pretty stupid idea, to be frank with you. And I wrote this whole long Facebook that I have no doubt was misspelt and horribly written, but Master Mike's not great at grammar either, so he understood it. And I looked and I basically begged him to please let me fight. And I hit enter, which means you sent it. And I instantly was scared shitless. You're like, why did I send that? Right? And he wrote back, you couldn't unsend it, I tried. You wrote back and he goes, you can fight. And after that fight, Master Mike came up to me and it was done. Nobody knows it. I was going to quit. I was going to quit. Fitness First had moved all personal trainers. I didn't have any money. I had a 440 credit score at the time. I was going to quit. I had nowhere to go. I didn't have any money to start anything. I didn't have anywhere to train. I was already trying to figure out how I was going to make money to pay the bills. And Master Mike told me that I could come to Evolve. Look around. How do you say thank you to that man for this? How do you do it? Truth is, you can't. You absolutely can't. It's impossible. That man opened his doors to me. Not only did he open his doors to me, he didn't charge me rent. The generosity of that man, the people I've seen him let live in his gym when they were down on their luck. And the way that helped him, and I've watched him, he'll never tell you. I've watched that man get done dirty more times than I can count. And I hate every human that's ever done him dirty because he never deserved it. But you would never know that he was done dirty because the next person in line that needs a hand, Master Mike is right there with his hand out. And he took a guy. They say that like a mentor is somebody that sees something in you that you don't see in yourself. And at that point in time in my life, I didn't see anything in myself. Nothing. I didn't think I was special. I didn't think I had any talent. I could not find my place in this world. And he opened his world up to me. And as the company grew and it took off, he has been one of our biggest cheerleaders. He's always been there. Whenever I make a call, he answers. I want you guys to understand this. If you were nominated for this award, I cannot give you a higher compliment from me. It is not possible. The highest compliment I can ever give to a human is to name you after that man. My kids don't eat out of trash cans because of you. Period. I'll never pay that back. I love you, Mike. Today I die to. The awards nominees for this. First up, Paula. I'm going to tell you, she had a write-up. I don't think, was Paula able to make it tonight? There we go. Boom. There we go. Will you stand up, please? People talked about how you are a mother and how you have another full-time job on top of this job, but everybody said you really good at this job. But what inspired them the most is that you don't ever let all the responsibilities be an excuse not to honor your responsibilities, right? And I don't think people understand how profound that is, because people let other people down, they let themselves down on a daily basis under the justification of I am tired. As a mother, 2 careers, the heart that you pour into the members on that field, it was echoed and it was demonstrated in everybody that nominated you for what you do. So I hope you understand that what you do matters. And I hope if you ever wondered whether or not anybody is watching, I assure you the world is watching. So thank you. Tiffany, did Miss Tiffany get to make it in today? How are you doing today? Stand up. No, stand up. I honestly thought about I was trying to talk to budgeting about getting you a bed for the gym because you're there so much. We're trying to carry a 2 to get you there. But the reality is that a lot of times people think that, you know, they wonder who the ones are that motivate people. And it's the people that have come in that have had to overcome physical setbacks, injuries, that have to do the work-life balance, that have to go in, even when they're tired, even when they're sore, even when they're hurt, and do their work. But what sets you apart isn't that you do all of that, it's that you check in to make sure that everybody else right next to you is doing the exact same thing. It is your touch points with the other members and the other cadre that makes that location feel like home, is what sets you apart from everyone else in your peer group. You are appreciated, you are looked up to, and you are loved. Thank you for all that you do for the company. Mr. Todd Williams. You know, Todd and I, we go back because of Dave, right? Got an opportunity to meet him through Dave. And all the time, I always wondered why I wasn't as strong as Todd, right? Anybody watches his videos, I'm sorry, Lauren, the real power lifter in the brand. Ooh, that's going to piss her off. That's going to hurt. I'm going to get stabbed later. It's okay. I don't mind it, right? But we honestly, a lot of folks know that we've ordered steel plates. It was so Todd would come work out at the gym a little more. So absolutely killing it. But when we talk about inspiration, everybody kind of has this desire to want to inspire other people. Everybody wants to emulate the inspiration. Everybody wants to emulate the end. What nobody seems to understand is that you can't inspire people unless you suffered. You can't inspire people unless you got your ass beat and came back. No one is inspired by the person that had it easy. No one is inspired by the person that had a silver spoon put in their mouth. We're inspired by those men and women who have been knocked down again and again and again. But yet they've stood up. You keep standing up, my brother. You keep standing up. You know, the things that I've watched you endure and overcome are second to none. And before we do the awards, Master Mike, please come up.
No, I know. You don't have to tell me. This is my speech. Hold on. Okay. No, I'm kidding. Okay. I know you guys want to get home, so I'm going to make this short. But every year it's a Danny and Dave Love Fest up here. You guys know, I'm dead serious. You guys already know how much I feel for these guys. And yeah, you guys, it breaks my heart because I don't get to see them every year. And this is the one time I see them. So we're out there spending probably 20 minutes trying to catch up in a year's time. And did come to your house for the preview. I love that thing. That was so awesome. But Danny is a special character to me, and one of those guys in life where you meet him and you just always think about him. Always think about him. Maybe you guys don't always think about him, but if you got Facebook, you always think about him. I'm dead serious. Okay, here. So the social media aspect of this is Danny always says the things that I want to say, but I don't because I own a business and yeah, a lot of my friends are on the other side of the coin and this and that, but whatever he's saying, because we're cut from the same cloth. You know, we're both military. We came up hard. We like to fight. We do all these things together. And yeah, so he says the things that I always wanted. I don't even like it no more. I don't even like your post anymore because I know somebody's watching me. And that's it. So one thing the pandemic did do is show me who my friends are and who they aren't. And one thing I can tell you about the pandemic is Soldier Fit went from 0 to being the leaders of the community. Like all my fitness friends were asking me, hey, what's Soldier Fit doing? What's Soldier Fit doing? You guys were leading the way through all of this. You and Danny, Dave, you guys actually did the things that everybody followed. And this right here talks about how big your company has become and how great your leadership is. And don't stop because this Omicron is turned into Moroncron and every cron. But everybody knows now that the #1 thing, even if you're getting triple, 6 vax, whatever, is your fitness. And you guys are leading the way on that. And everybody's looking at seeing what you guys are doing. I'm telling you, because I talk to everybody in the fitness industry and the martial arts industry. One last thing I will say, though. In the martial arts industry, we have so much, and I listened to your statistics, and I was like, man, I want to write those down. The turnover in these organizations is crazy, and especially the martial arts industry. I'm talking to my young Padawans over there, Zach, Dwayne. You train these guys, and you bring them up, and you spend so much time with them. And in mixed martial arts, I mean, we live and just breathe life into these guys to make them into UFC guys or Bellator guys and whatever. And then we turn around the next day and boof, hey man, I see this gym over here. They got a shiny object over here. I'm out. You know, so this is the same exact thing that Danny and Dave deal with. But what Danny's taught me is, he's taught me this, is don't put emotion in it. He's like, separate the two. You know what I mean? Like if this person wants to leave, always leave a door open for them. And I think this is why this organization is so incredible. Because Danny he's going to help you get to the next level. But if you want to leave, he's going to support you with that dream. And if you want to come back, he's also going to support you with that. Danny and Dave are some of the most incredible leaders. And I think, and I work around a lot of different businesses. I do a lot of security work for small business, big business. I think every successful business has a Danny and Dave. You have a Danny, I'm a mini Danny, who always wants to talk and throw stuff out there. And then you have a Dave, Miss Melissa, who always goes, no, that's not going to work. We don't have the budget. We don't have this. We don't have that. Yeah, so Evolve Academy wouldn't be Evolve Academy. We're going on our 20th year in Gaithersburg. It would not be Evolve Academy without her, because I'm telling you, it would be burnt down. But as I think about all of this stuff, one last thing I want to say about social media is I always like to get to meet all the people, and I know Todd, I've seen him for years, and you got ginormous, dude. That's awesome, though. But so I told Melissa I want to meet the other two, Tiffany, Paula. So about a week and a half ago, I went ahead and friended them. And I told her like 3-4 days later, I'm like, they didn't accept my friend request. She goes, Mike, you're like the creeper dude now. And I'm like, man, that like broke my heart because they never even accepted my friend request. But I started thinking about it. I'm like, wow, hold on one second. Back when I was a bouncer down in Virginia Beach, I remember that old guy going to the bar. That's me now. To the point that I actually got a haircut for this. And when the girl was cutting my hair, she's like, hey, do you want this last piece to be combed over? And I'm like, do you even have to ask that? Comb them all over. Comb them all over. But anyways, no. I'm just like, dude, I've hit that age to where I'm over the hill, you know? And looking at this group of people here, these fitness experts and these black hats and all you guys out here, it just warms my heart to see that you guys are making our community so much healthier and so much better. And the love that you give to all your students will be felt for years to come. And these guys are the example of how to do it. And I'm telling you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I've never seen any company like this, and this is why this company is going to be, and I've been saying this for, 11 years now? This company is going to be worldwide and one of the best companies on the planet. But thank you for recognizing me and never forgetting. I appreciate that.
Here's your... You know, I had a conversation with this individual one time, and I told him, I said, if you'll ever be comfortable sharing your story, you are going to save lives. And Todd, as I've watched you embrace your challenges and not hide from them, because that's a problem in this society today, and it's only gotten worse because of the filters of social media. As much as I love it, the filters and the fake life. People constantly believe that they're behind because they're only watching everybody else's highlights. You're not watching the times when they're sitting at home by themselves in tears. You just see those brief little Snapchats and TikToks where they're living it up in VIP, paying way more than they even can afford, just so they feel special for a moment. And if more people had the courage and the conviction to open their doors and expose their skeletons, say, this is where I dropped the ball. This is where I messed up. This is where I fell down. This is also where I stood up. And this is where I started again. And so while you were laughing at me for starting over, you haven't even started. And I am so proud of the fact that you started over all the times you needed to. And so for that, my brother, please stand up and now come over to it.
Wow. So, big tree fall hard when it comes to emotion, so I'm going to try and say something. Master Mike, we don't know each other very well, but being around the Soldier Fit community for as many years as I have, every time I hear his name, it's like the most respect I've ever heard anybody talk about anyone. And it's no matter who it is, it's almost like they perk up in their chair when they hear his name. So it's quite an honor to get this award under your name, so thank you. Yeah, like Daddy said, this has been a kind of whirlwind of a couple years, and this is a great honor. There's been a lot, business-wise and personal, that I've gone through, but I love this brand. I love where it's going. And I've had a unique opportunity to kind of travel around and see a bunch of the different locations recently, and there's so much talent in this organization, and we got great leadership. And I know that we're going to come out of this thing stronger. The sky's the limit here. It's our job just to execute it. We went to Danny was talking about the flight, so we went to a conference in November. It was Dave, Danny, Gibbs, and myself, and it was a collaboration of. It was a business conference for fitness studios. So it was a collection of all the minds. So we had all the way from franchise, like multi-unit owners, to franchise business owners like these guys, and some staff. It was kind of collection, but also like industry experts, marketing experts, people who, know how to do this, right? So we went there to learn. And it was interesting because there's a couple takeaways that I took from it. Number one was, we're doing just about everything right. So, when we always want to tweak, we want to go pivot and go some other direction. We have the DNA to blow this thing up. And it was more reassuring than anything. I mean, Dave and I were sitting there during the conference saying, like, we do that. We could be up there and talking about this topic. And it's great to see that, because I know how much we put into this to make sure we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's, and we're doing it. And I believe that we have the talent in this room and on these locations to really build it. But the second major takeaway for me was, I leave there going, man, I wish we could have all this talent and like pull from all this talent in the organization. I saw this and bring it into our organization or our locations. And I started to think to myself, I'm like, if we could do that, who would we want to lead us? And the answer is easy. It would be Dave Posen and Danny Farrar, because these guys are the best. These guys are awesome. Give them a round of applause, please. A lot of you guys, I know a lot of you guys in this room, I've known these two for a long time. And if you told me I was up here receiving an award, a business award, with them back then, I would have had a lot of questions, to say the least. But truly, like the things that we've gone through together, just personally and in business, you can't read it in a book. It's powerful stuff, and these guys are like brothers to me, and this means a whole hell of a lot, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, fam. We took the time to celebrate our wins from 2021. We took the time to highlight some of our superstars and to award the individuals that went the furthest above and beyond Call of Duty. Hope you enjoyed patting yourselves on the back, because it's over. It's 2022, all right? So celebrate your wins. But I want you guys to walk out of here and remember this, okay? This is a privilege to get to do what we get to do. Dave just told you that over a quarter of all gyms went out of business. And the second you sit back and you start thinking that you're hot shit, you'll be on the next train leaving. You understand? That's how important getting up and going to work every day is. No one's coming for us. The only people that are coming for us are in this room right here. Look around. They're the people in your location. Those are the ones that are going to have to do the fight. So every single solitary day, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your team, and you owe it to the members on the field. You get up every morning. I don't care what happened the night before. You go and get shit done. The only thing that matters is the results. And if you do that over and over again, 20 years from now, this is going to be an international company. and you're going to be part of it. And I've always said this. We're not where we want to be yet. And there are some of you who get to breathe this, literally breathe this because you've been with us from the beginning. But we're still early enough in our infancy. Dig in, double down, help your location grow. Bring members in, recruit friends, recruit family, run a kick-ass class. Sign up those people that need the additional help with it. And stay for the course and plan your future. Do you want to run a location? Do you want to own a location? All of those things are available for you. I started in business with a 440 credit score. Dave, I had to ask him for permission to get a BlackBerry because he was in charge of finances, right? Literally ate out of trash cans. And look where we are now. You have the ability to, in 10, 15 years, to look back and say, I remember when. I remember when they were just a handful of gems. I remember when they were just a small DMV regional powerhouse. And I helped take them to an international company. I look forward to walking that walk with you. So remember when you leave here tonight, whose company? Our company. Fitness, freedom, and family. Everything you put out, everything you put in. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me in this dream. Posen?
Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate it. We love each and every one of you. Hope you guys had a great night. Super excited for 2022. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, let's get the camera.